5 years passes by in the blink of an eye, it seems. It's hard to believe I've lived on the road for 5 years now. I don't know that when I started, I imagined I'd still be out here 5 years later. It's places like this and scenes like these that have kept me out here so long. Cheers from Canada, everyone. From Jasper, to be exact. I had a sister text me this morning asking me when I plan on leaving, and I could not answer that question. I'm having such a wonderful time here that I'm not in any rush to leave. A lot of you know that I'm still traveling with my friend Joey. He's been traveling with me for the last 6 months while he figures out what he wants to do for his living situation. He's either going to rent a place somewhere or maybe get a trailer like mine. It's been a nice change of pace to have someone to share a lot of these experiences with together. It's not forever, so I am enjoying it while it lasts. I have been on the road now for over 5 years. I just celebrated my 5-year anniversary in May. There are a lot of pros and cons. I see so many people out here living this lifestyle. I thought that I might share some of the pros, the pluses, the not so great things about it throughout this video. I'm not scripting this. It's just going to be things that are off the top of my head that I might share with you in case you're considering living this lifestyle, or you might just be wondering what it's like. There's so many things to think about when you first get on the road that there's not a whole lot of time to think about being lonely, and I didn't. And I am okay with my own company and being alone. I've lived alone, you know, prior to getting on the road for many, many years, so that really wasn't an issue. However, it did get to be a little bit boring being out here by myself. To be honest with you, I considered coming off of the road. I don't know, I just felt like I needed an injection of some sort. So the fact that Joey was available to travel with me now has really been that little boost of excitement that I needed, and it has been just refreshing to be able to share these experiences with somebody else. I dropped him off a couple of days ago to do his own adventure. If you recall, he's been testing out a raft in the past couple of videos, so he packed up that little raft and went on a trip to an island solo, and I can't wait to hear how that went. I'm still here at the same campground that I was in last week's video. However, you might remember that I was hoping to get a riverside spot. Unfortunately, they were all taken. Luckily, several of them cleared out after the weekend, and I was able to get this awesome spot. I've got this little storybook pathway that leads right to the river. It is gorgeous. I'm not getting a whole lot of solar injection here because I do have a lot of trees around, so I might not be able to stay too long because I do need to work and I need my solar to recharge, but I'm going to just enjoy it while I'm here. It is just a beautiful little spot. Canada and the Canadian Rockies are just absolutely stunning. So cheers to another beautiful day in Canada. To share my first pro of this lifestyle, it is the freedom. The freedom to pick up and go whenever you choose to, wherever you choose to go. As I mentioned, my sister asked me when I will be leaving Canada, and I don't have an answer for that, and that's awesome. That is one of the amazing things about this lifestyle. For someone who likes to plan ahead, it might be a little bit anxiety inducing, and it can be for me as well. However, I don't usually do a lot of planning in advance. I like to fly by the seat of my pants, and that is truly one of the definite pros of this lifestyle, and one of the reasons I really wanted to live this way is the absolute freedom. The first order of business today is to pick up Joey from his rafting adventure. We pre-planned a meeting location for when he came out, so that is where I'm headed. I'm here at the designated meeting site where I'll be picking up Joey. So far, I don't see any sign of him out in the water. I'm here at Jasper Lake. I'm about 15 minutes early and he may be running late, so I'm not going to get worried yet. One of the things that I want to do today is pick up a proper jack, like a car jack. I don't know where mine is, and my electric tongue jack on the trailer has been giving me a little bit of trouble. I've had it stop midway when I've tried to unhitch the trailer the last 2 times, and I really have to jiggle it and play with it until it starts working again. It luckily has started working again, but in the event that it just stops, I'm going to need a way to lift the trailer up or lower the trailer. So that will be on the agenda in the next couple of days, and I will definitely say that that is a con of living on the road full time. If you have a sticks and bricks home, you usually have lots of places at your disposal to get repairs done and things like that. And of course, having a home on wheels, there is maintenance involved. However, a lot of times I'm in very remote places, so getting the items or the help that I need can be very difficult. And in this situation, I'll probably have to drive about an hour out of town to find what I need. And that's not too bad. That's really not too bad, but it could be worse. And it has been worse. I have been stuck in more remote situations when things have gone wrong. So that is something to consider. There he is. I was getting a little worried.
Turned out to be a little more of a battle than I was expecting, especially this morning. I don't even know what time it is. I've just been like basically out of the current because it opened up, and then it's super windy, blowing swells, you know, bigger than my raft towards me, and it's just leaking air. And the whole time I'm out there, all I can hear is and then you hear in multiple places, and try patching them. Been paddling just into the wind. There's sticks sticking up out of everything, so freaking awesome. But I made it.
Okay, so you all know that I've been in Canada for a little while, and while I'm here, I want to see and do as much as I possibly can, and that means hiking, backpacking, doing all the touristy type stuff, and that also requires energy, and that is why I take AG1 daily. AG1 boosts my energy. AG1 is so much more than greens. It's your daily drinkable scoop of vitamins, minerals, probiotics, and whole food source ingredients in one. Validated by research and formulated for you, AG1 helps your whole body, brain, and gut health thrive. You know what? I trust AG1 because they are constantly putting their formula to the test, and they're backed by multiple research studies. Here's just one example. 97% of participants in a research study felt more energy after taking AG1 for 30 days. I'll tell you what, the proof is in the pudding for me. I have been taking AG1 now for over 3 years, and I have felt nothing but awesome benefits as a result of my daily healthy habit. It helps with my focus and energy, stress and mood, mood balance, immunity, gut health. So many great benefits are packed into one scoop daily. AG1 is designed to replace multiple supplements by covering nutritional gaps with a comprehensive blend of nutrients. Just one tasty scoop each day helps meet your foundational health needs. Simply put, it's a way to invest in your health now and in the long run. I've been singing the praises of AG1 to you all for over 3 years now, and if you haven't tried it already, I highly recommend that you do. If you click that link below or scan the QR code here, they will give you a 1-year supply of vitamin D3, K2, and 5 travel packs for free with your first subscription. Thank you once again to AG1 for sponsoring this video. Now, back to the show. Tonight for dinner, I'm cooking up a couple of steaks, some salad, and then I found these little potatoes that you can microwave. They only take 5 minutes on the microwave. You let them sit for another 4 minutes and they're soft. They come with the herbs and everything already ready to season them. And yeah, it's a really easy way to make some yummy little potatoes. Got quite the thunderstorm going right now. Whoa, lightning. Yep. We had a pretty good thunderstorm last night. The water is all the way up here to the end of the path. That is the beach I was sitting on yesterday. And it is covered in water. It's raging pretty good. The water's all brown. Glad we decided to bring the chairs up last night, or they would have been swept away by the river. A fantastic thing about this lifestyle is you can follow the good weather, the warmer, temperate climates. That's what I did through the winter. I spent a lot of the winter in the southwest of the U.S., in Arizona, New Mexico, and it was absolutely great. Up here, it is a little cooler at the moment than it is down in the lower 48, where I would probably want to be at this time if I was anywhere but here. So it's a great place to be right now. On the flip side of that, you are at the mercy of the weather. So if it's really bad somewhere or stormy like it was last night, you have to plan accordingly. There is some rain in the forecast over the next several days, so it's going to limit what we can do outdoors. And that goes for anybody anywhere, but I think especially when you live on the road and spend so much time out in the wilds, in the wilderness, it makes a bigger difference when you live in a home on wheels. The plan for today was to take a drive outside the west entrance of the park and into British Columbia. We have just crossed over into British Columbia and into Mount Robson Park. we made a stop at the Mount Robson Provincial Park Visitor Center. Mount Robson is named for Mount Robson, which is the highest point in the Canadian Rockies, standing at 3,954 meters, or for us U.S. citizens, 12,972 feet. Well, I think that would normally be a beautiful view of Mount Robson. Unfortunately, it is obscured by clouds. But there are a bunch of beautiful lupine down in this meadow below. Always doing recon for future camping grounds. And we are currently at Robson Meadows, right across from the visitor center, Mount Robson. Lots of trees, not many meadows. They all pretty much look like this. They are nice. Some spots are reservable, and there are very few that are first come, first served. Came across a sign for Overlander Falls as we drove down the road, so we thought we'd go check them out. That's the view we could not see behind the visitor center. It's berry season, and we've already seen 2 black bears. We just saw one on the side of the road. We didn't get a shot of it, but they are out. The weather is surprisingly a lot nicer than anticipated today. Has a different vibe with the plant life than Jasper. Reminds me a little bit of Washington, more rainforest-like. The weather was quickly taking a turn after our hike, so we decided to head back to camp. Alrighty then, we got back to camp and I noticed there is a leak in the roof, in the ceiling. We have a leak. Oh, it just dripped. I just saw it drip. Back in Oregon, a bird flew into an antenna unit that the trailer came with on top of the roof has a plastic dome-like cover covering this antenna, and a bird flew right into it and made this huge hole, and we went ahead and taped it up as best as we could with super strong tape. But with all the rains, the rain has seeped underneath that cover, and whatever's in that cover around the antenna unit is obviously not waterproof. Now it is leaking through that unit into the ceiling, and that's a bummer because a lot more rain is expected. I do have a tarp that I'll probably have to put over that for the time being, and I am insured through Progressive Insurance. I did pay extra for roof insurance, so maybe that's something that will cover the repair of the roof. I'm just going to have that whole unit taken off and hopefully sealed properly as soon as I get back to the States. I don't think that I can do the repairs here in Canada. I'll have to look into that. So a bird flew into that thing in Oregon, and it's some sort of a Wi-Fi antenna that came on the trailer. So it's a big plastic cover. The bird crashed into it. Its body was still in there, sadly. The next morning we heard the big bang, but it created a big hole in the side, and Joey taped it up in Oregon, but we had pretty heavy rains, so, and that tape's not going to hold the rain out. So he's retaping it for now, and then we're going to throw a tarp over it. But there you have it. There's another con of living life in a home on wheels. I mean, things like that happen in sticks and bricks homes all the time as well. However, it's a little bit more difficult. I'm here in Canada. I am in a pretty remote area. I don't know where I could have the repairs done here, so that's something that I'm going to have to figure out. This isn't meant to be an in-depth pros and cons video. It was just more food for thought for anybody who might be considering living this lifestyle, or if you wonder what it is like living this lifestyle. A huge pro is being able to call these magnificent and beautiful places home, albeit temporary homes. I moved from, it seems like, one beautiful place right to another beautiful place, and that's really priceless. Unfortunately, I am not near my hairstylist. I use two hairstylists. This is not my natural color, surprise, surprise. And right now I have about maybe 2 inches of roots growing in, so that's why you see me wearing hats quite often. There you have it. So that is a con. I have one of my hairstylists, which is my brother-in-law. He lives in Utah, so when I'm passing through Utah, I usually have him do my hair, and then I have a friend that I've gone to for many, many years in California. And when I'm in California, I have her do my hair, but there's only a couple of people that I trust. So when I'm not near a hairstylist that I trust, my roots just grow out and I wear a lot of hats. My hair is pretty clean though, because I do have a shower in my trailer. And that is one thing that was a must for me, having a bathroom and a shower. And that is something that I do take advantage of. I'm grateful. I can't take showers every day, so usually about once a week I try to jump in and take a shower, and it's a huge luxury to be able to do that. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I was seriously considering quitting life on the road in the not too distant past. It was getting, honestly, a little bit boring being out here by myself, a little bit lonely being out here by myself. One of the big cons is I do miss my family and friends. I'm incredibly close to my family. I miss them a lot when I'm out here. I don't hardly call anybody out here on the road. I rarely pick up the phone. I keep in touch with my sisters and mom through a group text, and we text on a regular basis. But yeah, I don't really have conversations with friends very often. I feel a little bit detached from community out here, and it was getting to me to the point that I considered ending life on the road. I will say, however, that living this way has ruined me for any kind of a conventional life in a city or anything like that. So whatever living situation that I do choose down the line, it will be probably something somewhat unconventional, hopefully living somewhere out in nature, maybe on some acreage, maybe some sort of a homesteading type situation. I think a lot of people who live the quote-unquote van life that transition into a home base end up living that way, and I can see why. It's just difficult for me, I can only speak for myself, to see myself going back to any kind of a city dwelling or a large town dwelling after living this way. Having said that, I do not see myself living in a travel trailer forever or living in a home on wheels forever. I don't know when it will eventually come to an end, but I'm not ready for that to happen yet. I think as long as the pros outweigh the cons and I continue to enjoy myself out here, I'll continue to live this way. It is a choice for me. Now, putting my life on YouTube and out there for the world to see, that adds a whole new set of challenges. It's not like somebody who's just kind of anonymous living on the road full time. It adds a whole different element of considerations, and that is something that I will leave for a future video. That deserves its own video. Anyhow, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up here. I'm actually getting ready to go out on a little backcountry adventure. When this video goes live, it'll be June 30th, which is my birthday. So I will be celebrating my birthday in the backcountry of the Canadian Rockies. I actually did that last year as well, and I wasn't expecting to be in the backcountry for my birthday up here this year, but I'm really glad that I'm here, and that is where I'll spend my birthday. I'll of course document that adventure, which I will share with you probably in the next video. As always, I thank you all for joining me. I appreciate you coming along, and I will see you on the next adventure. See you soon, everybody. Bye-bye.